Hello Earth, I'm back. It's been 2 weeks and I was on holiday and I thought would have more time to work, but I didn't. So I'm back from holiday, ready to pick up where I left off, which was here. We started as a silent episode and we were implementing native calls, if I remember correctly. It's been a while, yeah. So I'm just trying to get to here, these native calls we have here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is where we were. We had the math comparison and logical calls. And we basically got this, what's this first path doing? Yeah, I think I was trying to reuse the code that came afterwards here, but I couldn't because it's like a three-way. It's good. Let me just zoom out for a bit because it's been, although I've been thinking and even doing some design on cell, I haven't been actually programming. So I just want to look at the to-do again, putting the language is there. So do is a bit too sparse, right? So what I need to do here is I need to native calls, recursive. I need to make sure that recursive calls are working fine, and then we can move on in the core of the language. And I wonder if loop and error should be done as part of like a macro. I think they should, because then we can really do what we said we would do in TODIS. Well, not say we would do, but basically if we consider computation to be just based on reference conditionals and sequences, then there should be no need to implement anything else beyond those. So you build everything on top of those. So if native calls basically should be the first one because we're slicing the add here, right? Yeah. Why are we getting the paths here? Because we're targeting kind of the first one, right? Yes, I can look ahead. Did I actually annotate any of this? Of course not, problem. I never learn, huh? Well, I mean, in my defense, yeah, that's all the new code, basically. Why am I passing this index here? It's really not needed. Yeah, good. I see. So basically logic. Actually, I can do it here. So basically what I'm doing here is, am I recording? Yeah, I forgot how to do everything. So yeah, am I recording? And then we just put the first path. No, first path would be a boolean, so I actually want to get the value path here. Yeah. Yeah, that is correct. So we basically do, yeah, the execute function, which is the do. Well, no, there's no execute function, sorry. It will be define. Yeah. Here, where do I do the look ahead and look at all the Did I even do that? Like basically getting all the paths from the call. Did I do that? Basically, because a certain call can have multiple paths. So if the call is a prefix, then it can have multiple paths, not just one with that prefix. And therefore, we need to basically collect them all. And I'm trying to remember where I did that. And I actually don't even know if the if is doing this. Now I'm doubting everything. The if should also do that. This feels like going to a hard workout after 2 weeks of not working out. If does it support multiple paths as arguments? Let me just read this code. Yeah. There is a sequence definition. I'm pretty sure I didn't do this collecting for the if, and we will have to do it. Imagine that value path is, yeah, this is the walking. Okay, so that's good. We get all the paths inside the if. Actually, there's fine here because here in the if, although we run this multiple times, at least we get the value, the correct value. So it's inefficient, but correct. I should verify that by adding a test on if. The conditionals are here. Yep. Here we can do something quite simple. So we put, let's say, cons. I guess I can call it result. Just put it if conditional at count. Actually, let's make count 1. I will do v if then, and I would just put something like full 1 and then bar 2, so basically 2 paths, and then I should be able to get the result to be result should be equal full 1 bar 2. Yep. And then this would be if conditional equals 1. It's pretty cool. I had forgotten how it worked a bit. I mean, I didn't forget, but it's interesting to just see it in front of my eyes here after a while. And then I have to write it down, right? Yeah. So now it didn't work. Cont. Oh yeah, I said do. It's not then. Cd. It's good. It's do. Which actually is not so correct. Then would be better. Because bar goes before full. And full, of course. Yep. Okay, it did work. Good. So the if does have that. So let's just change the music for a bit. So some arcana here. Yep. Some tango. All right. So yeah, what's the to do? Because I didn't do any of these tests before, so I'm glad I added this one. I don't think I did. It was do, yes. If I look at the if do's, yeah, they're all one path. I was gonna say one liner, but they're one pathers. But now I just added this one, which is a two pather, and two's a crowd. So we're good. So the if is safe, inefficient but safe. Yeah, we had to do this. In the argument, where's the argument here? I'm looking at the function that runs, it's a cell do. Here I'm getting everything. How am I getting the argument here? No. The iterating message. So message is being passed as the fourth argument to cell do. Let me close this one. Call that message. Yeah. And then the message is simply value path slice minus k. I'm removing elements from the end, I believe, right? There, yeah. Whatever, but it's just one. Yeah, so all of this fancy logic of finding the first, let's just write it down somewhere. Let's just with multiple paths. If works for if, it doesn't check if the first path of cond the rest, so it's inefficient, but it does get multiple paths. Messages with multiple paths that are inside do or else. Bam, bam. Doesn't work for normal execution. We just pass a simple value path. Yeah. Single, not a simple. Single value path. So I'm wondering if I can solve this problem for everyone. For these cases of the if, the do, even the definition one, and then this one, which is multiple, right? You have the walk. And the native. Actually, these are the two where it's really mattering. It would be good to only look at the first one. Just looking at this logic, and it just looks wrong here. Because the first path, I'm getting the index of the path here. I'm building a prefix here, and then I basically take all the previous paths, starting with the last one that is basically like doing them in reverse, so the m-1. If the prefix is not the same, you return, and then if the prefix is the same, return true, otherwise false. But this could fail. What you need is not undefined here. It's basically you stop when it's true. And if it's false or undefined, it's basically going to be false, so it's fine. So if I revert it, there. Yeah, that's better. See, it doesn't affect us with the test cases we build, but it would. So you look at whether the first path not the first. Yeah, this is correct. Yep. Then a new policy of stopping at 10 p.m. no matter what. Yeah. So now that I have the first path, what do I do? Sometimes I wonder if this would be easier if I wasn't recording myself. Like I feel sometimes I'm sharp, and sometimes I am almost facing out. So I have the path, or maybe this is just difficult. That could also be it. Yeah, this look ahead. Yeah, let's do it in a way that works for both native and non-native calls. Yeah. Here I do the walk. Basically, if there's a call here, I should do this logic for the first path. We could even make an example that let's actually at least write it down here. Multiple paths in message for non-native call. Can do that afterwards. Okay, let's just get it done here. So we just need to look ahead. That's it. I'm just almost stalling, I would say. Then I would just do something like dale stop paths slice index. Let's say I'm element 3, so that's 2. Then I'm the 0 indexing. Yeah, it's +1. Do I need to stop? No, I just need to filter. Because I don't get all the efficiency. message. Actually, I do want the current one, so I don't need the index plus 1. Yeah, whatever is at the plus, so it has to be the prefix. I can reuse this prefix, this beatific prefix. Prefix length, prefix. What am I doing? There, yeah, actually it was return b, boom. I definitely want macros later. That's gonna be fun. Bam, bam. Yeah, I definitely need to work out more often, and by that I mean record way more and program way more in this. Yeah, so I have the message now, which is gonna be a set of should I just slice them off the prefix? Yeah, why the hell not? What's the message? You know what? Pretty should do that damn conditional I'm about to write. Bam bam bada bam bada bam bam. Wait, I have it. Dun, 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 dun. No, it's basically if type paths 0 is not array, but I wrote this code like more than 10 years ago. The same thing. Now it works. Yes, look at that beauty. I need a stripper here, but it's so good. I didn't realize that I need to actually jump to values here before I pass it to the native one. It makes perfect sense. Let me just do something here so I can catch my breath. Oh, come on. 1 and 10. Yep. A bit lost here. Yeah. Yeah, +1 did too. All right. So yeah. Okay, let's fix it for this one, and we'll just port it back there. I won't even write it. The and then solution, find first pass, call prefix. This also sounds all like telephony. And get the other paths with the same prefix to build up the message. But it shouldn't be that hard. Come on. So we pass the message, and what's the message? We have it correct here. We can do something like cell native path 0. Yeah, but here I wonder, because I have to do a bunch of stuff here, and by a bunch of stuff I mean like 90 lines, where I use a stripper to compare things. I need to do all of that here. Or better said, can't I just reuse this? I think I can, and I should. Except that this is just a single. But I don't need the stripper here. Quite the contrary, I would actually want the results. I need a different type of stripper, basically. A stripper function that gives me values only. Yeah. Yeah. I'm wondering how to do this. So basically what I need, let's think in terms of data, come on. So I just need to basically take those things, strip them of values, and pass them to the native ones. So yeah, I definitely need that cell native. Yeah, just pass the value path 0 and the message, right? That's all I need, and I'm going to get back a value. Yeah, let's just do that. Boom. Cell native, the call, and then a message. I need a bar stripper that is different. that basically gives me only the equals. I already had something like this. It could be actually even easier. What do I need the index for? Oh, that's more advanced. I actually just need something simpler here. I can do something like if path index of at, boom, don't return anything. Return dale go path, dale fill. If b is not equal, return b. Boom. That's it. And then I kind of have to pass it to JavaScript, right? Yeah, I can just be rough and then add more validation. Ta-da! I can just put something like ignore definitions, jump to values. So message is stripper message. I will do cell paths to JS. Return what's going on. All right. Yeah, the question is what's the message here, dude? Taka, 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 taka. Yeah. Wait, there's nothing. What am I not returning here? Yeah. There. Much better. Look at that. It almost works. So I can actually raise people's hairs and do something like this. Even better. Yes. Wait. Yeah, there. I mean, I could do this more safely, right? But we can also do it later. Whoa, did it work? Wow, it worked. Really. Test result. Bum. Yeah, it did work. Whoa. And now it worked. I don't understand. I'm just stalling, and then suddenly, boom, it works. This NEQ is gonna go away. Let's just try to do it with not. And equality goes first, of course. Maybe I can wrap this logic in the one for the first value. I can just I could do something. I'm already seeing how to get this out, but hey, it's working. And we could even do something like what else we have? What are native calls did I define there? Equal, for example, is not gonna work. I know how to fix that. How would I fix that? It would be quite simple. I think I can do something like call would be equal to, for example, what's the thingy here? These are all the same. Except for equality and or not. That's it. So the equality would be equal, and would be, or would be, and not would be, and then I would do call or call, and this would work. No, yeah, it worked. still done. I need to change the behavior of not really, because the native one is not going to do what I want. So I need to test each and every one of the native calls. Fun. Each of them with also with multiple arguments. But now I think we can do this multiple path in message for non-native call by just doing it in a common area, probably kind of at the top, so to speak. I am not going to push changes until I annotate, that's for sure. So let's dig up some more dirt before we clean up. Still recording? Yes. Right, so what we can do is this whole thing with the prefix, we can move it. Oh wait, can I do that later? No, the thing is I cannot do it at the top because here I don't know what's... What am I slicing here? I'm slicing the value path. Whereas this is all on the target path, right? So I cannot do this thing until I am done, right? Or can I? Well, I can still do the prefix one. I definitely can still do it. To see if this is the first or not. I could basically just do this. It still works, basically. And I should do a few less iterations than if we don't, I believe. If I just would do something like counter, something graceful like this. Yeah, exactly. Why double plus, dude? So that's with this one. I do 131, and if not, I do 160. So there's definitely some savings there. This is probably a good idea to do it at the beginning anyway, right? Yeah. I cannot do the one, well, for the if, actually don't need the what comes afterwards. For the definition, I also don't need it, right? No, because I think the definition uses JS too. Yeah, I'm getting the whole thing with path2.js, so it's fine. Wherever I see, write down. Wherever I see path2.js, I am. What's the word I'm looking for? Excuse? No, even better. Guess relieved, although that's a better word. From looking all the because path2.js actually does that thing, right? Yeah. Well, no, actually just works and puts, really. But it does the trick for us. So we just move that. We're back to 131. Let's get rid of this. what we need now is the logic for this one can go away. I'll just need this one. But I guess it's pretty small. I could almost duplicate it. Almost no, I could just duplicate it and be done really. Something like this. Something like call.message would be I just do it like that. Yes. Boom. And if I create a, how are we doing on time? No, I'm gonna stop here, but let's just do our to-do for tomorrow. Tomorrow, next session. Write test with multiple path, message with multiple path for a non-native call. See that it fails without the collection of further paths, and comment code and see that it works. And then of course add tests for native calls. That's gonna be fun, because if we have that, we have basically at least first level calls, and then we'll just deal with recursion if there's anything to be dealt with. And let's call it. Thank you for watching.